really very warm welcome to all participants of the second part and to all partners and potential partners for Erasmus Mundus joint master degrees and design measures projects. Hopefully the first part gives you the overview of the measures which you have to take now in order to apply successfully to the programs. And really happy to welcome today to our three speakers to share the experience and the colleagues from the National Erasmus Plus offices from the Eastern Partnership countries will start a little bit of introduction, just that you see you make acquaintance with the team and actually see what is the helping hand from their side, and just to welcome the participants. I would start with the introduction of Lana Karlova as the coordinator from the National Erasmus Plus Office Armenia, and she will just introduce her team today with her.
Hello everyone, greetings from sunny Yerevan from Armenia. It will be our pleasure to be part in that wonderful event of two sessions talking about Erasmus Mundus actions. And we are so impatient to see what will be the experience of today coming from Georgia and from Ukraine. Our Armenian institutions are very interested to cooperate with our European partners and our regional partners of Eastern Partnership and beyond. And we hope that this event will be very successful and will be influenced to the applications we are expecting. So good luck to the presenters and good luck to all the institutions in this call. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lana. And we also welcome Ani Terosyan from National Erasmus Plus Office Armenia with her today with us. And the next speaker is the welcome to Parviz Bagirov from the National Erasmus Plus Office Azerbaijan.
Thank you very much, Svetlana. Thank you very much. Salam, as we say, regards from windy and quite sunny Baku, Azerbaijan as well. It's a pleasure to be here. We've been doing that for a long time, and the preparations for this particular event has been taking for some time now. We are happy to be here. We are happy to collaborate with our colleagues, be that in Azerbaijan or other countries. The Erasmus Mundus is one of the programs which receives the most attention, which is same in all the countries, because of all the value that students are getting out of it. And last year, it was the first time in Azerbaijan that we had more than 300 applications, the highest in the region for the first time, for the Erasmus Mundus joint master degrees. So I think that's a good sign of interest and a good sign of appreciation that the program receives. Of course, that also entails all the bilateral, multilateral cooperations that we constantly have with students. Just as we speak, as I see on the screen, some students are still asking something, as it also shows me. My colleague, Naila Gasimova, who is in the background, always trying to assist. It's not easy during the pandemic, of course, because now we have to do more online and in the background, the calls and everything. But again, I mean, we are here to assist, we are here to help. And we are happy that our work is being reflected with the number of applications increasing every year. And good luck to this event. We will be here for the whole time. And if you have questions or anything to ask, please go ahead. And good luck to the universities that hopefully will apply one day, we are hoping, for the EMGMD. And let's listen from Ukraine and Georgian experience today. Thank you.
Thank you, Parviz. And in fact, you're helping us today to make up the gender balance. Well,
very good point, Svetlana. I was thinking about that during first half. Very good point. If it wasn't for me, it would be a ladies' club, which I have no objection to in any way, without any prejudice.
Okay, thank you very much. And then let us welcome Oksana Minich from the National Erasmus Plus Office, Belarus.
Thank you very much, dear colleagues. I am very happy to participate in such event, and of course we are interested in promoting the tools among the universities, and also I think that it is very good action together with our other national Erasmus offices do collective event for all countries. We are happy to cooperate with our colleagues and express our hope to strengthen the cooperation. I would like to thank our Ukrainian and Georgia colleagues who say us interesting experience, describe the interesting experience in these tools. Thank you very much and good luck for all our universities in participating in Erasmus Plus calls to 2021.
Thank you very much, Oksana, and warm regards to all your team, and hope to continue our cooperation. So now the floor goes to Georgia. Welcome, Lika, and your team, Lika Glonti.
Thank you very much, dear Svetlana, and hello and welcome. I'm greeting you on behalf of my office. There are two of us, Nino Rushadze and me. I think the first part of this webinar was really very useful and informative, and I do hope that the second part will be also helpful for potential applicants. We are very proud that we have the Georgian speaker here, and thank you for Salome for joining us for this event. We are working under very strange circumstances right now, giving the fact that the deadline is in 1 month's time, so we don't have much time to prepare Erasmus Mundus joint master degree proposals. Also, I really hope that there will be some applications, but for the attention of our auditorium, please listen carefully to this presentation because it will also help you to develop Erasmus Mundus design measures to prepare potential forthcoming new master programs. So I really think this will be helpful. And my big thanks goes to Erasmus Office in Ukraine for all this background work preparation, initiating this webinar. Good luck to everybody until the next meetings, and thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Lika, and also for cooperation and coordination, because it was a teamwork and the contribution from each office was really valuable. And we go to Claudia Malinte from National Erasmus Plus Office Moldova. Claudia, welcome.
Thank you, Svetlana, and thank you to all of teams for organization of this event, and welcome from our team in Moldova, me and my colleagues Christina German and Olga Dilka. We are always with you, and the event is shared also on our Facebook and have many viewers, and thank you again. So we hope that in our case this will be, and this is, I'm sure this is a very and really inspirational event, and I hope all of our Eastern Partnership countries will have many applications even in this call, even with this short time for preparation of application, and really very important things that for the design measures project, the application is really simple, and those participants who have already some idea to have joint master's programs can go on. So success for all of us, and for all our countries, and for all our university. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Claudia, and also warmest regards to all your team. And we continue working together with all Eastern Partnership countries on the helping our universities and supporting the universities and other organizations in applying different actions. And the joint master degree is also very popular in Ukraine, but not that much as actually required by the labor market or just by the audience of the students. And specifically, it would be also helpful to the foreign students to come to Ukraine and to come to our countries and receive the scholarship of the programs of excellence. This is really quite high demand at the moment to have such kind of joint master degrees of excellence. And with this, our team of National Erasmus Plus Office Ukraine, we did the translation into Ukrainian of the quality joint European approach to the quality assurance of the joint master degrees programs. So please use our materials, and I'm happy that today from our office we have Katya Zhdanova, the manager of the office and communication manager, who's doing tremendous work and magic with the technicalities and the Zoom master, as we might call her, and also Veronika Tkachenko, who is also behind the screen. But in fact, we have also like a team of 6 people, Zhana Talanova, Ivana Tomanchuk, Petro Krajnik, and Oksana Lausnik, who are working with us to help you and coordinate the successful implementation of the program. So thanks, colleague, for a short introduction, and we put the link to the video with the longer introduction with all which are our National Erasmus Plus offices in our countries are doing. Please take the time to watch it and to find out, to make acquaintance with all team behind the office. Erasmus Plus offices, and then do not forget to hesitate and do not hesitate to contact us immediately when you need support. So now we are coming to the most interesting part, and it is with our honor and a pleasure that we would like to pass the floor to our honorable speakers today, who shares the experience of Erasmus Mundus joint master degrees in the previous program period. And let me pass the floor to the Georgian experience and Salome Milenashvili from Ilia State University. You are very welcome to share your experience as detailed as possible, because everybody is very thirsty for the new knowledge about this Erasmus Mundus joint master degree opportunities. Thank you for joining us and helping to contribute to the success of the proposals.
Thank you very much. Thank you to all the colleagues for creating this opportunity for us to share our experience and for inviting us to today's event. So I'm Salome. I'm Salome Bilanishvili from Ilia State University. I'm the head of International Relations Office here. And I'll be speaking about our university's experiences for already around 10 years and even more within the scheme of Erasmus Mundus joint master degrees. Before going into the details of this program, I'll very briefly introduce our university to those who have not worked with us yet. Ilia State University was established in 2006, so we are a pretty young university, but we have already quite a large number of students. We are actually number 3 in our country in terms of student population, and we also have a growing number of international students. Currently, we have over 300 professors and around same number of researchers and many, many more invited teachers working with us. And ISU is pretty heavily research-oriented university, so we operate 27 research institutes and 47 centers that cover a wide range of scientific areas. Currently, we implement 90 international research projects, and we are really proud that we have managed to acquire over 45 million Georgian lari income from international donors during last 12, 14 years. We have 4 schools, faculties, School of Arts and Science, School of Business, Technology and Education, School of Law, School of Natural Sciences and Medicine. So we are a comprehensive university covering a wide range of areas and subjects, which are organized in 23 undergraduate programs and 49 graduate programs. Among them, 11 are offered in English. And of course, the joint program that I'll be speaking about later is also offered in English. In terms of international cooperation, we are really active and have a large number of partners in different capacities around the globe. But for today's topic of Erasmus cooperation, it's worth to mention that our university has 102, actually. Today, we just received additional information, and we have already 104 partners in Key Action 107 from 24 different countries that we work with currently. We implement over 250 exchanges annually, both incoming, outgoing students and staff. Also, ISU is very active in capacity building scheme and has run 20 projects and coordinated 2 of them. Of course, we are very proud that ISU is first and actually the only university from our country that is a full partner in Erasmus Joint Master Program. And the program that I'll be speaking about is a master, international master in Eastern, Central European, Russian and Eurasian studies. Well, as you can already guess from the title, it's international relations, political science, area studies related program. And it's a joint master degree, which requires that it's implemented by the number of universities from different countries. And the current consortium is listed on your screens. And by current, I mean that this program got funding for the 3rd time this year. And this is the new consortium that will be working next 5 years together. And previously the consortium looked a little bit different. And we also used to have a full degree partner from Ukraine. And the colleagues from Kyiv will be speaking about their experience today right after me. So currently we have 4 universities representing European program countries and 4 universities from partner countries. And you see the list here, so I won't go into the naming them separately. I already mentioned that this program successfully received funding from the Commission for the 3rd time in 2021. And the first time we were involved in this program was in 2011. And that time ISU was the associate partner of the consortium. And actually ISU was also the first university to be even associated partner in this scheme by then. In 2017, we became the full partner, meaning that we were degree awarding institution already since 2017, and also the program got accredited in the same year. Currently, this new program implies that students are awarded double degree. Previously, it was a little bit different. Students were receiving multiple degrees, actually three documents upon the completion of the program, one from University of Tartu, one from Glasgow, and one from the other partner university. But about this experience, I think my colleagues from Kyiv will speak more. I will focus on the new program details. And in here, students will be receiving one joint degree that is awarded jointly by University of Glasgow and University of Tartu, and the additional degree from any other 6 universities that are part of the consortium. Because this is a very complex program and involves a lot of countries and a lot of universities, of course, it has to be accredited in each of the countries. And this process has to be in line with all the requirements from all sorts of countries and agencies that are involved in the process. And you can see in this screen that even the degree titles may vary. The program titles are also different in some cases, and this shows that the universities have to demonstrate certain flexibility when working on the joint degree programs within this scheme. So you can see that, for example, in case of Glasgow and Tartu, there is one single degree already, and it's an international master in its title, whereas at ISU, for example, we are issuing Master of Caucasian Studies degree. Also, the program is nested under different disciplines according to the national qualifications frameworks as well, because every country has their own regulations that need to be followed in order to be eligible for issuing the qualified degree and acknowledgeable degree. As for the structure of the program, this is a standard 2-year 120 CTS program. And first 2 semesters are firmly set. So students have no choice but to go for the first semester in University of Tartu, and the second semester is spent in University of Glasgow for everyone. And each semester covers 30 ECTS. Well, in Tartu, there is more compulsory courses offered, more introductory courses. But of course, there is a pool of courses where students can select their interesting topics as well. And there are more than 10 courses available at each partner university, actually, every semester. Semester 2 in Glasgow is very important because in this semester, students have to select their pathway for future track of their specialization, and according to their selection, they also have different types of courses offered to them. In this semester, they also develop the idea for their dissertation, and they also meet possible supervisors and have clear idea where they will be going for the semester 3. So this is a very important semester for defining the future track. Year 2 is spent at one of the 6 partner institutions that are degree awarding institutions in this consortium. And between year 1 and year 2, there is an optional summer school as well, but it doesn't have any ECTS, but of course it's mentioned in the diploma supplement. And I'll speak about ISU's experience and ISU's contribution to this program in year 2. Students that come to our university have to go for an internship placement in Georgia, and we have a number of institutions that are hosting our students in Tbilisi. And apart from the internship, we have a pool of elective courses, actually 14 courses, I think, that are available for our students to select from based on their interests. So this demonstrates that there should be really a large number of and variety of academic content available for students in each partner university. Semester 4, students mainly work on their dissertation, and this thesis is jointly supervised by the professor from Ilia State University and professor from University of Glasgow. And the final 30 credits are also jointly awarded by the 3 universities that then in the end issue the degree for each student. Just to sum up, the program, this mentioned program at ISU is nested under political science, and it's called Central and East European, Russian and Eurasian Studies. It is implemented by the School of Arts and Sciences. I already said that it was accredited in 2017, and the degree awarded is Master of Caucasian Studies. We host students in year 2, and it covers internship, which is 6 ECTS, and then 4 other courses that can be selected from the pool of offers that we present. Up to now, we have hosted 7 students during 3 cohorts since 2017, and 5 out of the 7 students have already graduated and received degrees. 2 are ongoing, and we are very proud and happy that next semester we will be hosting 6 students. And this demonstrates that there is a growing interest in our university and in our expertise, and we are actually one of the top demanded universities inside this consortium to spend the second year in. Additionally, it's interesting for the audience, so what the role of the full partner includes. So ISU is, of course, conferring the degree award, is delivering the courses, and this includes also the development of the content of the courses and provision of all the teaching materials, resources, etc. Everything related to the content of the courses is our responsibility, but of course it's agreed in the joint curriculum with all the partners. ISU is also participating in the admission process, which is administered jointly by the University of Glasgow, of course, and we monitor the student placements in Georgia and support students in all sorts of issues related to their mobility period. And we also are involved in program marketing, of course. And ISU is the coordinating university for the International Support and Staff Student Liaison Committee, which deals with all sorts of service-related issues or quality assurance-related issues, and it involves students in this committee as well. So we also coordinate the work of this very important committee inside this consortium. More information about the program can be found on the website, official website, which I have listed here. And in this final slide, I have summarized our experiences regarding involvement in the joint degree program as a full partner. And the first step and first thing that everyone probably should notice is that this collaboration, which is a very complex, big, and complicated sometimes, cannot happen overnight. It requires a lot of work, preparation, and time, and it's a step-by-step process. And in our case, we started as an associated partner 10 years ago. And it took us 5-7 years to be involved fully in the program as a degree awarding institution. Professors' personal contacts are very important, I would say crucial. Personal contacts and their personal reputation, because in the end, it are the professors that implement the program, that are teaching, that are supervising the students, and they are utmost importance. And it's also important to involve university lecturers, university professors in such consortia early on, even as guest lecturers, even when the university is not a partner of any consortium yet. This is a good initial step to start the contact. Of course, institutional experience in the given field, in the given academic area is very important because now the program is implemented by the institution, by the faculty, and institutional background and research experience or teaching experience in the related areas is very important. Well, in our case, we had already running academic programs in related areas for many years. We had reputable research in this area, a number of research institutes that covered topics related to this specific program. And so this gave us a big advantage, I would say, for being included in this program as a full partner. Of course, it all becomes to proving the quality, not only for the universities from partner countries, but also from program countries. Every university that is part of the consortium should demonstrate the highest quality possible in this specific discipline. So this program, sometimes when I receive some questions, sometimes people see this program as an opportunity to develop something new for the institutions, but in the end, this is not true. This program requires that universities have already established existing well-developed and high-quality programs in order to be involved in such programs and be eligible for funding from the agency. And of course, everything is implemented as a result of the teamwork. it cannot be done by one or two persons. There is institutional involvement and commitment necessary, of course, from the leadership. And in our case, of course, professors have been involved in delivering or developing the content. Faculty administration was involved. Central Quality Assurance Office in the process of accreditation was also leading, and the legal office and financial office are also very important to involve early on, because this is a grant project and a quite complex grant project. So it's important to discuss all the aspects of legal and financial management early on. And of course, international relations offices support is very important. And everything comes to, from our perspective, to the institutional capacity and visibility as well, because these are so highly competitive grant schemes, and success rate is not so high, so to say. It's very important to have consortium where if not all, most of the partners have a strong institutional capacity and international visibility and experience of managing and being partner of large-scale international projects. And I think this was also an added value of our university for this consortium. Well, this is everything that I wanted to tell you in this short time. Here is our contact information for further questions. But of course, I'll be staying here after the presentation of my colleagues from Kyiv, and I'll be answering any questions you have afterwards as well. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Saloma, for sharing this valuable experience of being a partner in the joint master degrees of Erasmus Mundus program. That's really, really impressive, and that your project have received the funding, further funding several times. I think that this is also the contribution from all partners for the success, and that you have achieved really good results, demonstrated to all the world. And just maybe one small question before we go further for other experience. Being from Ukraine, do you have the Ukrainian students for this program, actually, as the scholars?
Well, at ISU, those students that have selected ISU as the destination for their second year, we didn't have anyone from Ukraine. I cannot answer for all the students, for all the cohorts, but at ISU, we didn't have anyone from Ukraine. We mostly had students from United States. We had a couple, and even from South America, and a couple we had from European countries, but not from Ukraine so far.
And not from other Eastern Partnership, if you have also an idea. Like Belarus, Georgia, not Georgia, but Belarus, Moldova, Armenia, Azerbaijan.
No. We at ISU we didn't have.
Okay, so maybe next time. So this is the good also opportunity to have the promotion of your program today, also for our Eastern Partnership country students to apply, and perhaps the next time you will have also scholars from our countries. Good luck with the new call, and also with the finalization of the current project. And Ilia State University is being a very, very good partner and a very effective partner for many years, working together with the Eastern Partnership countries, and particularly with Ukraine. And we hope to have more projects in the future. So also the partners from Eastern Partnership countries, please take this opportunity, and also maybe contact Salom later on after the event. You would have her contacts in the presentation, and then maybe there would be the new partnership for other Erasmus Plus Action programs, not only for Erasmus Mundus, but others as well. So now also, with our great pleasure and honor, we go to the Ukrainian experience. And in particular, I'm very happy and honored to welcome Larissa Chevnyuk from National University of Kyiv Mahila Academy and Anna Osipchuk from National University of Kyiv Mahila Academy to share their experience being partners and associated partners. And for now, from Ukraine, Kyiv Mahila Academy is the only one which is the full partner in the Erasmus Mundus joint master degrees since the beginning of our participation in such action. So you are very welcome to share your experience and specifically maybe few recommendations from your part how to become successful with the applications to such kind of action. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Svetlana. So it will be two of you speaking, so that's just technical details. And I would kindly ask Anna, thank you. So we have a full screen. So yeah, thank you. We just reintroduce ourselves. My colleague Anna Osipchuk from the NAUKMA Department of Social Sciences. She's the main person in this presentation, as she has been coordinator of all the iterations of Kyiv Mahila Academy participation in the Erasmus Mundus, this Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Program. My name is Larissa Chevnyuk. I'm head of International Office of Kyiv Mahila Academy. And so I was supporting this project from a more administrative point of view. But probably before we would go into the details, and Anna will speak more on that, but it's important to emphasize for our audience that we are talking about exactly the same Erasmus Mundus Joint Master. So we are speaking about the same program, but we will speak more, we will go into details of particularities of Kyiv Mahila participation, and in particular about the iteration of the program when Kyiv Mahila Academy was a full partner. And actually this was a 2017 grant, and the project, that iteration of the project is still continuous. Therefore, it just avoid the confusion. While Salome's presentation was based on the grant which was received in 2020. Therefore, just it will be about the same, but from a different perspective. And so maybe it would also a little bit emphasize to the participants that at certain moments, different like granting period of the same project can overlap, which could create certain challenges. But still, if to dig a little bit further, it's possible to understand. Okay, so Anna, next slide, please. The same as Salome was shortly presenting Ilia University, which is, by the way, used to be and hope will stay our good partner. So, and we are glad that we had a chance to cooperate also with this university as with many others within this project. So a few facts about Kyiv Mahila Academy, National University of Kyiv Mahila Academy. This is a university located in Kyiv, Ukraine, capital of Ukraine, which has a rather long history, historically founded in 1615. So from one side, we are more than 400 years old, but from the other side, the university was closed after the Russian Revolution events in the beginning of the 20th century and reopened in 91. So from the other side, next year we will be celebrating 30. Actually, this year we are starting to celebrate our 30 years of our first rebirth. Then next year, first enrollment of the first students to the new iteration this time of our university. So from one side we are 400 years old, from the other side we are 30 years old. And Anna, next slide, please. And about the current university, what is Kyiv Mahila now? So we are rather small university. So we are public university of around 4,000 students. So our student body is rather small, but from the same time we are growing. So at the very beginning in 91, 92, so we started from kind of approximately 200 students. Still, about 2 years ago, we had a little bit more than 2,000 students, so we are growing, but probably we still remain under 5,000 students, 5,000 student body, so we would remain rather family type university. So we have 6 faculties with us, so we are a comprehensive classical university with multiple research center. We have quite a good ratio of students and professors. We have a number of publishing houses and libraries. But so probably, next slide, please. So what is more important, it's about the special features of this university, is that we are trying to be very socially proactive, and many educational novelties which appeared in Ukraine for the years of independence were first piloted, if you like, or lobbied by Kyiv-Mohyla Academy and then piloted at Kyiv-Mohyla Academy. So we are trying to keep our initial ideology of being the student-centered university with liberal arts approach, where students play quite an important role in our educational process. They are, if you like, co-authors of our educational process, and being a small university, we're a university of close distances, which means not only physical distances, especially in the current realities. This becomes not so important when we are all working online, but this is about personal distances and about the decision making at the university. And with the possibility of the management structure, interested could could speak up on the issues related to education management and other realities of the university. So this is about the university, but now I'm giving floor to Anna to speak about Kyiv-Mohyla participation in the project, which is the main topic of our conversation today.
Yes. I will focus on our experience when we were a full partner, and this autumn, the last cohort in this iteration that we are full partners coming to Kyiv. So we're expected to have 4 students, I think, and you see. That's smaller numbers that Ilia State University was saying that, and I here can totally agree that they are a very popular destination with students. I think they really get high numbers, probably more than other partners in the consortium. We are getting smaller numbers, and that was one of the reasons that for a couple of years it was only 1 or 2 students coming. So that's one of the reasons why it is not really effective for us to be a full partner. So in the new iteration, we are going to be again an associate partner, but I will focus on our experience as a full partner, because and more probably on academic part of the experience, being an academic coordinator, and Larissa then later can add more from the institutional side. We also have been in the consortium from the very start of it in 2010, and the first grant was received in 2011. So we have quite a story to share, and I totally agree that with what Salome said, that you can't really come into consortium without any background work done. So to really be a participant, even an associate partner participant, sorry, some I don't know, technical issues. You really have to have a current programs well developed, and a very clear idea of what is going on and what the structure the consortium will have. So in our role as a full partner, we were taking part in several components. One is taking part in teaching a joint course, taking part in summer school, hosting a student for a study semester, third semester. Also, that student later could have stay with us for the research dissertation semester, thus making it a full year spent in a third partner, in our case in Kiev, in Ilia state, in Ilia University. And thus jointly supervising a dissertation and then taking part in the defense of this dissertation and awarding the degree. Also, it's the role of the third mobility joint partner to facilitate and provide, in many cases, a placement. And the placement is a requirement of the European Commission, and it takes 5 ECTS. Also, there is academic staff mobility included into all Erasmus Mundus joint program grants, and that is mobilities inside the consortium, and also for that they could be advertised for academics all of other institutions coming to one of the partners in the consortium. So it's not exclusive, it's just to the consortium members. And I will later also touch some points on the institutional side. To focus on teaching component and educational component, there is in our consortium we had and we are going to have in the new iteration a joint component, which is a joint course taught in the first semester. It's a course taught partly online, and it's been taught partly online for 5 years at least already. So that's a really good experience that kind of prepared us a bit for pandemics and to switching online. And for those who are thinking about developing their own consortium, I have to say that this joint component is a very good opportunity to show you jointness of the program. It's one of the, so you show from the first semester that all the partners involved actively, and it's not just your consortium and your program is not just a series of mobility in the end of which you give one or several degrees. So you really have to show this jointness, and one of the ways to do that is a joint course. Another way to do that is a joint supervision of the dissertation, which is not just done on paper, but really actively involved both advisors or 3 advisors sometimes. And a third part that I mentioned on the previous slide is a summer school, which is a kind of additional component to this consortium, as if I remember correctly, the summer school is not funded through the European Commission grant of Erasmus Mundus joint master. But it's a methodology-based, research methodology-based summer school that takes part in the June after the at the end of the first year. And it also brings together for this week of intensive teaching or crash courses on methodology and workshops on methodology, all the consortium partners and students. And also, you may think when devising a structure for your consortium of some other elements of jointness, but it's really important to highlight the jointness in your structure and your application. And then there is a semester as a full partner. We are expected to provide a semester in Kiev, and I put here 25 credits because 5 credits of placement, which is mandatory takes this small tank of credits of this 30 credits that is allocated normally to your teaching semester in a third partner country. We have only one mandatory course, that is Ukrainian, and all other courses are optional courses. And the main challenge for any university here is to providing a student with a true choice that will also reflect their and be in line with their interest and focuses. And if you have, let's say, 5 or 6 students coming, potentially they are allowed to have a bit of a different choices. So that is one of the reasons why you are expected to have a really well-developed courses and programs in your own university, because otherwise you would never be able to provide this course. Even if you make, let's say, several courses mandatory, you still end up with 2 or 3 courses that should stay electives. And I think Salome in her presentation already mentioned that, and I really want to highlight that a quality assurance component is very important for the program. And there is a very strong emphasis on students' feedback, on students' reflection on their studies. And you really have to, and there is also kind of a list of demands or expectations from the Brussels office of what should be done, and close monitoring and evaluation on the head office side. So you really are expected to devise different measures for quality assurance. For example, within our consortium, that is a separate meeting with student representatives, where they reflect and bring up the feedback, and very detailed feedback on every small little details of the program, of starting from quality of teaching and to ending up of how quickly the letters are replied, or how what kind of experience students have in the cities and the towns and dormitories and whatever. So it's really on a whole range of issues you're expected to collect and really react constructively to the students' feedback. And so the question, if there is something wrong with the course selection, then it will immediately be reflected on this feedback, and you really have to think about constructively about that. So if you have, even if you have, let's say, a cohort of 10 students coming to your country, to your university, you have to think, are you really able to give them some unique course to just for them? Or are you going to, if it's less students, with 1, 2, or 3 students coming, you can't really have a course just for them. You have to include them into existing courses. So it really puts a very strong emphasis on the variety of courses, a really specific focused courses that you have in your own university on, let's say, your ordinary normal programs. And of course, it's easier with an interdisciplinary programs if you are dividing interdisciplinary Erasmus Mundus joint program, or if potentially you can involve more than one department or more than one faculty, university faculties or university institutions. So here I wrote that interdisciplinarity as an opportunity, because I think that it's a very important aspect that although you really have to come prepared into consortium, on the other hand, it's also an opportunity for your institution to develop and to highlight and to rise into disciplinarity of the program. So because we tend to stay in our own fields usually with our ordinary teaching, but such programs kind of make you think out of the box, and that is really important. About students' master dissertation, so usually, and it goes for all, as far as I remember, and the rules, let's say, it goes for all Erasmus Mundus joint program, that the fourth semester should be a dissertation semester, where you have where the students work on their dissertation. They have an opportunity to probably focus on their field research, focus on their writing. And if you have, here is another good opportunity to kind of highlight this joint component, the joint supervision of dissertation and a joint defense. And one of the challenges that comes here, that if you have programs from different universities from different countries involved, sometimes your schedules clash quite drastically. So you might have one university having a normal defenses in let's say in June, another university in their normal schedule have these defenses in September, and the third university expects the thesis, master thesis, to be submitted by November, let's say. So, so here you, at first thing that you come here is actually to the problem of kind of harmonizing all this schedule and working out some solution that will fit all of you, at the same time corresponded to the, if there is any ministry or educational official state legislations that there are there, and expectations that there are there. So also you really have to think about how you will work out this joint supervision, because usually that shouldn't be just on the paper. It should be actual meetings with both supervisors, regularly scheduled, but at the same time not placing all the burden of initiating these meetings on the institution, because one of the things that sometimes happens in a big consortium like that is the students are expecting that they will be they will be provided with a ready-made solution. So you really have to find a balance on one hand, being a student-centered and providing solutions for students. On the other hand, not really taking all the initiative from the student, and giving them the opportunity, for example, to be those who initiate meetings with the supervisors when they need and how often they need them. So that needs quite a work, and again, majority of that work have to be done beforehand, before you go headfirst into the consortium, into the grant. Kind of starting your grant. When we were associate partner and in the new scheme again, we will still be able to host a student for force mobility for this field semester. And I probably briefly touch the questions that Svetlana had about Ukrainian students being students of the consortium. Yes, consortium usually have a couple of students from Ukraine, one or two. Also, is the same way as several students from Georgia. But the thing there that at least in the previous iteration, there was a limit to which country students have to go to mobility, and students from partner countries, which both Georgia and Ukraine were in this in that iteration, couldn't really go to the third mobility to the partner country again. So our students had to choose a European Union member country as a partner, so-called program partner. It might be different in the new iteration, so we'll see how it goes, because the terms of the grant change slightly in this division of the scholarship and types of scholarship change. So that is also one of the things that you potentially have to think about, which students you will get, or what they will be able to do within the scholarship they will get, and how long they will be able to stay with you, because there was also a limit on how many months students can spend in a partner country and a program country. I know that for the new grant scheme, the division is different, and it's the grant is counted in a different way and calculated differently, but still you really have to think about all these minute details, not just about, you know, the general grant scheme that first country is that, and the other country and university in another, and we will have this list of courses in one country and that in the other. So there is much more work and homework to be done beforehand. So if we, in one of the, in the other example is this placement. So that is the mandatory requirement by European Commission on this type of grants. And it takes 5 credits or from your study semester. So it, on one hand, make it easier for you to find necessary amount of courses if that is a problem, or on the other hand, take away the opportunity to listen to another course on the part of the student, which also might be a complaint. But still, as a partner, you're expected to provide a list of places for placement, and also to define a policy if you're accepting the placements from different places. We are providing usually placements with NGOs or divisions from of international organizations. But we also, at least in our case, we are open to kinds of approved self-funded places. So we welcome student initiatives, especially if it's in line with their interest. You can always you have a right to require a student to kind of get your approval of the place of placement. For example, we had one of the students to do a placement in UN office, which wasn't in Ukraine, which wasn't one of the places that we provided as an opportunity, but that was totally in line with his research and with the focus of his fieldwork. So we were happy to approve this place. As I'm saying, that it's an integral part of the program, so you should think in advance in which exactly semester this will take place, because usually there is certain limits in the program, in the guidelines of the program, when it can take place after the first year, before the 4th semester, and so on. So you have to really think in advance before that, and really also highlight this part and highlight both you and your partners providing opportunities for a student, at the same time highlight the student initiative here. And also think about the feedback and the quality control here, because it's really also an important part. It couldn't be just, you know, in some institution, if students end up doing some technical work in a library, that is probably not really what is meant by placement and what will be well received on a grant application and then on evaluation and monitoring. Also, it should use study plan and the structure. So I probably give the floor to Larissa here to talk more about institutional challenges, because as I mentioned, I'm more of academic coordinator, and Larissa, as the head of our international office, provided the institutional support. Please.
Thank you, Anna. So I will try to be brief, but try to also to summarize our experience in this issue. So when I was at my position, I'm from one side was helping to coordinate this current project. From the other side, I'm presenting this opportunity of Erasmus Mundus Joint Masters to other community members. Therefore, so the lesson I learned is first of all to try to explain and present the idea, the philosophy, if you like, of Erasmus Mundus Joint Master. Because usually when you are starting to speak with colleagues about a joint or double program, then they have in mind, first of all, one partner, and they have in mind their own graduates, their own students. So they are thinking about, and maybe also the idea of receiving students of other partner, but this is something which should be, first of all, open for their students. And they are very much surprised when we are saying no. So it would be something very different, very separate, and it will be very admission will be again, so not with us, even though we can be involved. So most probably this program for you will be result in getting some international students only, but it's not like a construct that's usual a construct when there are our students from other university and you are exchanging students. So this is something different. So first of all, it's necessary to understand that the target audience of this program and the students each institution would get, most probably, at least for us, would be international students. And this changing a little bit the comprehension of the program. So also it's quite important to get to explain to the colleagues and to get understanding, even though it's not directly connected or fully connected, or vice versa, it's connected, but not limited to Erasmus Mundus Joint Masters. What is the difference between joint program, which is newly created one, and the joint program, which is based on already existing programs at your home university? It's something very different, because both approaches are possible, but this is the different story if you are creating something from scratches. For example, you have in mind a new topic and completely new program, and from the other side you are creating also a new program for the students, but you are basing it, like taking components of already existing programs. So this is also important to check, understand before approaching new programs. And in case of our program, so this was just the second scenario. So it was from one side, because from formally each of the institutions in our consortium had their own programs related to the topic. Yes, so they had programs related to regional studies, to our region. From there, and the idea was that taking these different programs to create a unique product for the student, to create something new offer for the students or umbrella, but not to create formally a new program at each of the institutions. So this is also very important to understand. So at Kiel Academy, we were not creating new programs. So with us, the program was based at our master's program in sociology, the same as it was at many other universities. So from one side, formally, we are not creating a program in, so if you would look at the title of the program, so we were not creating an Eurasian, Russian, etc. studies program with us at each of the institution. So we stayed with us at the same, within the same degree programs. But from the other side, the students have got an opportunity of something new and unique, which was like a blanket, which was like with many patterns with the patterns made from this kind of parts existing at many institutions. Therefore, it's also important to understand, because when you need to, as an institution, you need to find the place of this program at your realities. So therefore, again, so it's possible to create most probably a very different program, but it's more often so this is something that based on already existing. And in this case, you first need to understand how you would explain to your administration to what is this is construct in our realities. And from the other side, this is also quite important from the point of view of, for example, of accreditation. It sounded a lot. Because again, in the Ukrainian realities, for example, so the accreditation never happens before the program is run. So this is just our reality. So with us, we need first to start the program and then to get accreditation. Therefore, so when you are starting, for example, with this Erasmus Mundus Joint Master, a new program, so like imagining with the partners a new program, so you have to think how actually you would fulfill this requirement, again, so within the Ukrainian realities. So most probably there is a need to think about some international accreditation options. Otherwise, it's rather challenging. From the other side,
Sorry for
so this, it should be like this puzzle should be well understood. But from the other point of view, so this was, Anna was mentioned several times, there are like formal requirements towards quality assurance on the program level. So, and also this formal requirements on the national level, and you have to balance these issues. So it's so that the program still for the students, this is just something united. So it should not be split into these separate parts. So this quality assurance should not stay on the national level. There should be, even though it's maybe not informal, but there should be quality assurance on the program level. So therefore, it's like those who are working on the new programs should not be against, so find their way and to distinguish in between these like formalities and realities, and to understand that even if for their institution the program will remain as again just as a reality, a few students adding to existing program, and accreditation will be made according to Ukrainian realities, still it is part of the big umbrella for this particular students, and they should think about quality, meeting the quality assurance of this umbrella. In our case, it was also quite challenging that, as it's Salome mentioned, and also Anna emphasized, that at different institutions, this program was based, again, nationally, in different subject fields. With us, it was sociology. In Tartu, it was political science. In Glasgow, it was regional studies. And somewhere else, it was something different. So in Georgia, if I'm not mistaken, it was somewhere else. So, and our task was give a degree. So by the way, in our case, it was also a discussion how much we were formally required to give a degree, but this is a different story. So with us, just imagine Ukrainian institution, yes, so this is, or probably this could be at any institution, you're granting a degree you should grant a degree. In our case, we had to grant a degree in sociology, not in Russian, whatever studies. No. And so we had to find the way to recognize these parts the students learned from political science. You remember, so the students ended with us at the second year of studies. So first year, they spent in Tartu first, then in Glasgow, studying programs from political science, from regional studies, but we had to find the way how to recognize these courses within our sociology program, so that to be able to grant our absolutely official degree in sociology. So in this case, we were lucky enough that our sociology master program in sociology has many electives. So it's constructed in a way that it's have very little number of mandatory courses. And just I have noticed the issue of timing. So just a few more moments, a very formal one. So when our students first, so we got information that students finally has chosen us, student program. Have chosen us to come for the second year, or at least this 25 credits. So that we have faced the issue of enrollment. So again, so we have officially enrolled them. So, and it was quite challenging to understand how we were able to enroll them, to put them into official Ukrainian system, which is called EaP. And so there was an issue of, by the way, of recognition of their previous degrees. As you all know, in order to grant in Ukraine, for example, our degree, so we had to, master degree, we would have to recognize their bachelor degrees, and they were quite surprised that we had to do this already on the second year of their studies. And so this, I'm not mentioning the non-flexibility of academic calendars in Ukraine. So you well know that in principle, we have to finish. So we have quite fixed period of studies. So if it's 10 months, it's 10 months, even though it can start later. So it was not fitting with the different, with realities of different universities when they were quite flexible. So the students can graduate next October, next September. So it was not working with us. So, but just not to finish on this pessimistic note, is that it's more challenges than positives. Anna, maybe just in a few words. So let us encourage our.
Yeah, because you might wonder why you want to start all this story, and it's certainly you probably should mention that it's certainly not for any money you get in that, because it's certainly your expenses will be bigger than what you will get from the students in any case here. But it gives a lot of opportunity to your institution and to your professors and your academic staff. It also gets a wider auditory for your courses and programs, because it's really a good opportunity to advertise your institution. These programs are promoted worldwide. So you will get students from countries that you probably even never thought of as target countries for your institution. For example, our consortium is quite popular with Latin America students and South Asia. I mean, Indonesia, Taiwan, Thailand, and so on. So it's really opens up your program worldwide and institution-wide worldwide, and create a networking, not just for academic staff, but you also will really internalize your classes. So you will get students from different countries coming into your classroom, especially if you connect this program to your existing program. So really might help you with bringing in disciplinarity in, because it could be an issue, especially for some Ukrainian program when we tend to focus on one field. That is your opportunity to go out, and really I think it's a fun experience, as I mentioned. Although it's quite hard and challenging sometimes, I think it's a fun experience, and certainly would advise at least try. So that's all for us.
Thank you very much, Anna. A lot. That's really quite impressive, the practicalities and technicalities from both sides, from the side of academic coordinator and institutional coordinator. And thank you very much that you shared also with us the challenges and the benefits of the program, and just talking not only about the pleasant things, but also the challenging things, which have to be bared in mind in any case while being a part of such a big consortium. Just maybe one small comment, if you can share with us, maybe Saloma or your experience on being associated partners. I'm sure that for some universities, it could be like, you know, the very first small step to jump into such kind of action. Like, what are the key responsibilities or roles being an associated partners in such consortium? Just maybe in a few sentences. Salona, maybe you will share it.
Well, yes. Well, associated partners do not participate fully in teaching, so they do not teach anything independently, do not offer any courses independently. However, professors of the partner university might be and mostly are involved in some teaching activities that are offered by the other universities. The professors could be part of the summer school or some introductory courses, and also professors are able to provide supervision, not independently, but joint supervision for the master thesis. It is possible for associate partners to host students for certain periods, even for a semester, while students are working on their thesis, and support them in their research, provide sources, help them in doing their research, etc. So these are basically the possibilities for associate partners to be involved in the activities of the consortium.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Saloma covered all the points. It's actually, if to summarize, it's like this program mainly for academic stuff. You know, I mean, you kind of remove students and institution a bit, or it's it could be, of course, joint supervision or student coming for a research period. Also, I think we taught a course, probably that was also a case for, if I remember, Gia Nodia from Georgia teaching a course by himself, but that was within a Glasgow scheme. So one of the university may invite you within this mobility scheme to teach a course by yourself, but that wouldn't be really, as Saloma said, your course. Purely.
It was the case, like, for example, if any course could bring a value added to the consortium in order to enroll more students, you know, whether it is like something quite unique or just extraordinary, right?
Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much. Actually, good points. And to see, in any case, it is a kind of smaller but still opportunities which help you to understand how this program is working and organized in order to furthermore apply also as the full partners or as maybe applicant or coordinators for further actions. So a good starting point as well, and could be considered by other partners. Thank you very much for your contribution and for the sharing the experience, really practical. And we also learned a lot. Since this is a new action to be coordinated in such a way from our parts of the national offices. And we have also the small question about the school participation in the consortium. Do we understand correctly that, for example, for the job placement, there might be different organizations be included in the consortium of such joint programs?
Well, is it meant that about the secondary
school,
schools?
Right.
Well, in our experience, we do not have a school, even as associate partner or just as a partner for the internship. We mostly, I think Anna also said that we mostly work with NGOs and think tanks that focus on the area studies, political studies. Some of them focus on gender studies. So everything is related to the content of the program. But if any program has a different discipline in focus, education, for example, I don't know exactly the rules, but I don't see why a school couldn't be a host for the interns or even an associated partner. I don't know the details. I don't want to say any lies here, but this is our experience.
Thank you very much, Salome. And I think that it's good points that we also highlight a few points from the program guide and from the funding and tendering procedure portal to our audience in order to be fully covered, by the way that you understand and know where to find the information correctly and fastly. And I would like to thank first our honorable speakers today. And we are sure that you already have a lot of funds, I would say, and potential partners to cooperate in the future to apply for new programs within Erasmus+. And we will keep our fingers crossed for the success of your future programs, projects within the new actions. Thanks a lot. And we'll continue a little bit to show you where to find the key information about the program, like the program guide, and that you will find out easily the information about this action. And just I would show it on the example of our website, Office website, but each NER office has exactly links, like direct links to make you easily navigate within the program and to find a lot of useful information. Just we'll go directly to the Erasmus Mundus program guide, as we call it, a Bible of Erasmus+. And this is the document where you can find answers to all questions, actually, concerning the eligibility, concerning the number of partners, concerning the design, concerning the award criteria. And these criteria are really important to read before you apply, because they will show you how to answer, how to reflect, and in fact, to reflect this information correctly within the application form. Just have a look in the content table of content and find exactly key action 2, Erasmus Mundus action. And we go to Partnership for Excellence and find Erasmus Mundus actions. Here we can read not only the description of the program itself, how it is designed, what are the lots, what are the rules, but also some useful links to other important materials, like, for example, the European approach to quality assurance of joint master degree programs. Like, for example, you see here, like, objective of the program and other useful information within eligibility criteria. And by the way, there were a few questions which are answered just right on the second page of this particular action descriptions. It was about the number of partners, the number of organizations, the numbers from different partners. It was also reflected in the presentation, but here, all other details are available. What is more, we also can find out what the number of partners and what are the partners, what types of partners could be well built here, and setting up of the projects, the requirements, also on the curriculum, joint curriculum, like design itself, and how it should be further implemented. And here, as I explained to you, there is also the link to this ENCORE, exactly the standards for quality assurance of joint program. And if you go here into details, you will see another important document, which is ESG, the standards and guidelines for quality assurance in the European higher education area. You are very well aware of it. And in this case, we also have the translation in all our offices, majority of our offices have the translation into native languages of these two documents, or just at least the ECTS guide and ESG guide. So please do not hesitate to use this opportunity and to find this exactly information from the websites of the offices. What is more, there are more information here where we can find out the information about funding, about the scholars, about the other details on the type of the program, like before mobility, after mobility, for the organization, then exchanges, different types of exchanges, students and staff, etc. And what is more, we have here expected impact at 3 levels. And they are really very much important to be covered during the preparation of your and design of your application form. Then you see award criteria, again, different sections, but they are all the same for different actions within Erasmus Plus, with different maybe maximum scores, but again, with the specifics of particular calls. So please read them carefully. They would help you to answer these questions and implement them exactly into the application form to make it more relevant to the requirements and to the eligibility one. Then there are about the rules, maximums, and other things, which I think really quite important also to mention, to be easily found within this program guide. It is now the full information presented here. Please do not hesitate to start working with it. Do not wait for the application form to be downloaded in the system. Just another important part that we would like you to be aware of. This is like the 2 new options we have. That's the website of the Executive Agency for European Education and Culture, former Education, Audiovisual and Culture Agency. And here you can find also the same thing for the current projects which were funded in the previous program, but also the latest news on the new opportunities. Like, for example, we have already Erasmus calls are published on the funding and tendering portal. So it was mentioned today by our colleagues from EACA that this is going to be the portal where all information on the calls would be accumulated in addition to the program guide, which you already have. So the calls and to operate with this funding and tendering portal is really it needs some time to find out the logic and to navigate with it. And I'm sure you will find out your best way to work with it, whether to go it via these horizontal links or via the main page and other things. So it depends again upon the approach you used to work with with different portals and the information here. And then it also provides a lot of other useful information on different programs. And like you can easily find the call for proposals here, or you can go search funding and tenders, funding updates, and other things. So just again, there are a lot of options which could be used and which you could apply to find exactly the new opportunities. If we just start typing Erasmus Plus, we could find out again sometimes the calls from the previous calls, from the previous program, but here you can see already some actions are published with the more detailed information here. While again, there is still not so much opportunities to submit already the proposals. We'll need to wait a little bit for further details, but still there are few information already there. So you could see that we have like forthcoming Erasmus Mundus Joint Masters and Erasmus Mundus Design Measures. So we go to click here. and to find some more details, and also to see some other buttons, and also more detailed information like topic description. But please do believe that all topic descriptions and all this, the information here refers you back to the program guide in some more details about the rules and opportunities. So do not forget to start reading with the program guide before you apply for the tendering and funding and tendering procedure portal. Here again, there are different levels of information which should be taken also from the program guide. Like, for example, you have kind of type of measures, or you have the codes, the specific coding for each proposal is mentioned in the program guide. So do not forget to go into details and read it there, that you would find out exactly this coding words, like for example, ID word, Erasmus Edu 2021, EMGM design. So it refers to exactly the page with the described action in the program guide. So do not forget to have a look and pay attention to such minor details, which would help you to find out this information faster in this exactly funding and tendering portal. You can just copy, put here, and again, you'll find out there. Or just you copy it from the program guide and copy it here, paste it here, and you'll find exactly the call you're interested in. So it's also quite an easy searching type of the information. Then just from our side, exactly for this particular event, we collected, as well as for the announcement, we collected the useful reading, like the information provided already by ACA. And you see here, there would be also the presentations of our speakers today. We have here the short introduction about Erasmus Mundus joint master degrees and design measures, like they are in English language. It's a kind of a short summary, which please, you are welcome to print and disseminate among your departments for further usage and for further dissemination. Same goes for the design measures. That's also a short description with the main features and the deadlines, which is provided by the European Commission, and which we found very much useful to help you in that. Another useful reading for the before applying to the joint master degrees is the publication provided on the joint programs from A to Z, prepared by the national agencies with the updates in 2020. So it's a reference guide for practitioners, from practitioners to practitioners. And here you could find out all details on how to organize and create this Erasmus Mundus joint master degree program. Or generally the approach of the European approach to create, accredit, and implement and recognize these joint master degrees. So these are the kind of useful readings which we consider would be helpful for you in further preparation of the application to the program, as well as implementing the joint Erasmus Mundus joint master degrees. Another small publication which also could be useful during the design of or modernization of existing curricula, that's the one on the mobility window, as we call Guide to the Introduction of Mobility Windows for Higher Education Institutions. And this publication also will help you to incorporate such kind of windows into your existing curricula, not particularly joint or just your usual curricula, but they would also help you to understand the concept for the further recognition easier, and that would be like good help to the credit mobility action design. So just shortly, we show based on the Erasmus Plus Office Ukraine website, the helping hand we are providing, and also the the easiest to access the key links, the originals, and the key resources of the program. And from the other hand, I would assure you that each office in our Eastern Partnership country have also very friendly, user-friendly website with a lot of direct access links and practical information based on different experience, practical experience from their countries. So as for now, these are the key message which we would like to share with you at the moment. And I think that I could ask maybe our colleagues if they want to jump and say a few comments at the moment, and then we would finalize our work for today, and we'll stay in touch with you and be in a helping hand for you for, as we call it, ever after. So colleagues, if any.
Yes, Parvis, please.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, colleagues. First of all, thank you very much, Salome and Larissa, for their excellent presentations. I'm sure a lot of people who watched their presentations today or will watch later on, because all of these will be available to rewatch, to revisit and rethink, because these are not easy projects, obviously, to apply for. And that is my main comment in this regard, is that traditionally, or rather to say historically, we all know that our countries, in particular from the Eastern Partnership region, but not only from that, but any other country outside the program country regions are always hesitating to apply for the Erasmus Mundus Joint Masters. It has been always a sort of unattainable task when universities are not sure if they can do it. But hey, we have here two very good examples of success. And I think this is worthwhile to take a risk, in particular within this new program, where we have Erasmus Mundus design measures as an additional opportunity for you to come closer to this goal of having the Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degree Consortium together with your university, your respective universities in your countries. So I think we need to break this so-called curse of having very little projects in Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degree. As we can see that from the region, there are only 2 countries that have the full partnership out of 6. But again, I mean, I think it's the right time, and despite all the pandemic and everything else, just focus. I know maybe now it's not the best time, because there's only 1 month remaining for this huge program. But again, I mean, it's worthwhile to apply. It's worthwhile to consider, to work on this. So without any hesitation. I just say this because I know that in my country, for instance, in Azerbaijan, a lot of universities are very successful in applying for capacity building, or in previous times, the Tempus grants, and they were very active and so forth. But when it comes to Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degrees, they would always hesitate. They would say, no, it's too difficult, it's too hard. It's time to break this course. It's time to start working on these particular programs as well, and have more and more students from all over the world coming to your university, applying for your university, the best students out there. So I think it's, thanks a lot, Svetlana.
Thank you, Parvis, and I'm sure that maybe all universities now would take back to the existing capacity building projects and ask them to work hard also in creating the opportunities to furthermore be recognized as the joint master degree courses. So just take the remaining resources and opportunities maybe to transfer, just to work on the modernization curricula, having in mind this opportunity for the joint master degrees to apply later on. And maybe also in addition, as a top up for the design measures, it's also a good starting point for those who are newcomers, for those who do not feel like very strong confidence in terms of being ready to apply immediately, but still need some time to redesign a little bit. Any other comments from the colleagues? Okay, good. Thank you very much to all. And first of all, the tremendous thanks for the contribution of our speakers today. And that's really very practical. And from the point of view of different angles, you show that it is possible, that we know that there are a lot of difficulties, but still, I had only one question to you both. If you come back to the application stage, would you do it again, or you would prefer not to do it, like to become partner in the Erasmus Mundus joint master degrees? What would be your reply, Anna and Larissa?
Yeah, I think it's certainly a good experience, and I think we're thinking about continuing our work here.
Great, thank you. Larissa?
From my side, yes, and we're working on, I'm not sure that we will come to the very application, but we hope, but at least 2 design measures this time. So this is, I would very much encourage, and we can only appreciate this instrument. It's in many cases, it's very necessary to have this additional period of time to develop, to pay attention to different issues, because again, we are emphasizing again and again, so that Erasmus Mundus, it's about academic issues, but also about many, many other issues, which somehow we forget about: administrative, student attention, student offices, and sometimes they require much, much more attention and more time. So there's maybe not attention, but more time to develop. Therefore, this additional instrument is very handy.
Thank you very much, Larissa, for your comment. And I think that also I put one very nice word or sentence from Anna's presentation saying please do not forget or mind and work hard on your jointness. So a jointness of this master program. And that's actually a key element also, and maybe among also the challenging ones to cope with. Okay, thank you very much for all the contribution of all speakers and all colleagues from the National Erasmus Plus offices. And we wish good luck, and we'll keep fingers crossed for all your universities being partners, associated partners, applicants to this action, like Erasmus Mundus joint master degrees and Erasmus Mundus design measures. And we hope that with the help of all our efforts and together, we will just be among winners of the call and have another meeting, just being coordinators within the next Winners' Day. So thank you very much. Stay safe and healthy, and good luck for all actions under Erasmus Plus. Stay with us all the time. Do not forget to subscribe to all the news, our social media offices. We have a lot of promotion campaigns already on, and different events are coming. And as you see, we provide also in English language, with sometimes with translation into other languages, events in different regions. So do not stop only within the Ukrainian one or within the Armenian one. Please also navigate among our countries. We are very closely cooperating within our region and could be really helping hand for you in different issues. Thanks a lot again. Good luck, and have a nice weekend.
Thank you very much for organizers. Thank you, Svetlana. Thank you, Katya. And thank you for Anna and Larissa and Salome. Actually, it's the second time we listened to Salome's presentation. Absolutely wonderful. Your experience, all of your experience. It's a long way of doing things and understanding this common language together with European partners, and not only. So good luck, and to your students as well, and to the new calls and applications. Thank you very much for all organization.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Svetlana. Thank you, and good luck for applicants.